One Tree Hill actress Barbara Allen Woods and Golden Bachelorette participant Mark Anderson are dating, and there are indications that they may soon tie the knot, demonstrating that he didn't need to be the Golden Bachelor to find true love. Because he is the father of Joey's fiancée Kelsey. Mark, a 57-year-old Army veteran from Leesville, Louisiana, made his debut appearance on Joey Graziade's Bachelor season. In 2018, Kelsey informed Joey that both her mother and Mark's wife, Denise, had died of breast cancer. After 18 years of marriage, they had 5 kids together. Bachelor Nation believed that Mark would be the ideal match for Joan Vassos when she was revealed as the star of Season 1 of The Golden Bachelorette. However, Joan thought that Mark wasn't as far along in his grieving process as she was following the death of her husband of 32 years, John, from pancreatic cancer in 2021 during their one-on-one date. That's why she bid him farewell. At the time, many thought Mark was the clear pick to be the star of Season 2 of The Golden Bachelor, but he fell in love with Barbara on his own. Mark and Barbara may be on their way to the altar for the following reasons. When Barbara posted a picture of Mark and Barbara on Instagram, they were dressed as Cinderella and Prince Charming for Halloween, which initially led to dating speculations. Since then, both of them have posted photos that showcase their bond, such as one that Barbara posted of them wearing Barbie and Ken Christmas sweaters that match. After being apart since November 2021, Barbara, 62, and her ex-husband, Mark Lind, filed for divorce in May 2024. After getting married in 1999, they had 3 actors as daughters, Natalie, Emily, and Olivia. It's wonderful to see that Mark and Barbara are enjoying themselves so much together. They are beaming broadly in every post they make. It's good to see that Mark and Barbara are happy together after going through their own kind of heartbreak. For Mark, nothing matters more than his family. In Season 28 of The Bachelor, Kelsey confided in Joey about how Mark helped her and her siblings cope with the death of their mother. He took a strong stand for them. Barbara's compatibility with the Andersons is a positive indication that Mark and Barbara's relationship will endure. Photographs of Barbara and Mark's Christmas party at the Belle Reve Mansion in Branson, Missouri, where they spent a week with each other's families, were posted on Instagram. She shared photos of them enjoying themselves throughout the holidays, some of which had the family dressed in similar jammies. It's obvious that Mark's family not only likes Barbara, but also supports her. Joey revealed that he and Kelsey would be spending Christmas with Mark and Barbara on the Bachelor Happy Hour podcast. He exclaimed, "Barbara is amazing. When Mark visited LA, we had the opportunity to have supper with her and her family. This is a positive indication that he and Barbara could have a long-lasting relationship and get married because Joey wouldn't talk so highly of Barbara if Kelsey didn't like her, and Mark looks like the kind of person who wouldn't date anyone without his kids' consent. In order to cope with the loss of his wife, Denise, Mark required his time spent with Joan. As a competitor on The Golden Bachelorette, Mark started to question whether he was making the proper choice. He observed a hummingbird at the Bachelor Mansion during one of his most trying times, and he took it as a sign from Denise, shown in a video on the Bachelor Nation YouTube channel. Joan understood Mark totally when he confided in her about this, but she also realized that he wasn't quite ready for a new relationship just yet. To be prepared for his relationship with Barbara, Mark had to complete his Golden Bachelorette adventure. His relationship with Barbara is probably going to be fruitful and long-lasting because he worked hard and honestly looked at his feelings. Given that he realizes he can still love Denise and still make room in his heart for Barbara, Mark may even be prepared to wed her. Despite the fact that their relationship is still relatively fresh, there are some indications that Mark and Barbara may soon be getting married. Their family are pleased with their relationship, and they appear to get along well. Mark found his true love with Barbara on his own, thus he didn't need the Golden Bachelor to aid him. It would be lovely to see Mark and Barbara get married and lead happy, fulfilling lives since they both deserve love and happiness. Mark Anderson never imagined that his journey through reality television would ultimately lead him to love in a way he hadn't expected. When he first stepped into the world of Bachelor Nation, he was simply Kelsey's father, supporting his daughter on her own quest for love. But fate had different plans, and now, at 57, he had found himself deeply connected to someone who understood his heartache and shared his dreams for the future. Barbara Alyn Woods was that person. Their story had all the elements of a classic romance: serendipity, heartache, second chances, and the undeniable pull of destiny. Barbara, a well-known actress from One Tree Hill, had recently closed the chapter on her marriage of over 2 decades. Though separated since 2021, her official divorce in May 2024 symbolized her readiness to embrace new beginnings. Mark, on the other hand, had taken a different route to healing, grappling with the grief of losing his beloved wife Denise in 2018. When Mark first appeared on The Golden Bachelorette, many thought he would be Joan Vasso's perfect match. They shared a common loss, having both lost their spouses to illness. Yet, as their journey unfolded, Joan realized that Mark still had emotional hurdles to overcome. Her decision to let him go was rooted in compassion, and Mark took the experience as a crucial step in his own healing process. When the opportunity to become the next Golden Bachelor arose, many believed Mark would take the offer. But love found him before he needed to search for it on television again. The first whispers of Mark and Barbara's romance began during Halloween, when Barbara playfully posted a picture of them dressed as Cinderella and Prince Charming. The post, innocent as it was, sparked intrigue among fans who wondered if this pairing was more than just a themed costume decision. As the months passed, their relationship was confirmed through a series of heartwarming social media posts, Christmas sweaters, vacations, and shared moments that radiated joy. Barbara's daughters, Natalie, Emily, and Olivia, welcomed Mark into their lives with open arms, just as Mark's children embraced Barbara. For Mark, family had always been his cornerstone. When Denise passed away, he became the foundation for his children, ensuring that their lives remained filled with love and support despite their tremendous loss. The Andersons had been through a storm, but Barbara brought a new light into their lives, a joy that complemented their healing. Spending Christmas at Belle Reve Mansion in Branson, Missouri, was a turning point for the couple. It wasn't just about them anymore. It was about blending their families. Barbara, known for her warm personality and love for holiday traditions, made sure the celebration was magical. Matching pajamas, festive activities, and moments filled with laughter proved that this wasn't just a casual romance. It was something deeper, something real. Joey Graziadei, Kelsey's fiancé, also played a role in supporting their relationship. His words on the Bachelor Happy Hour podcast were filled with genuine admiration for Barbara. "She's amazing," Joey gushed. "We've had dinners together, spent time as a family, and she just fits in. Mark deserves someone who truly sees him for who he is. And Barbara does." Barbara and Mark's connection wasn't just about romance. It was about resilience and shared understanding. Mark's journey had been one of immense love and loss, and Barbara's mirrored that in its own way. Yet together, they had found a balance, a companionship that honored their pasts while embracing their future. The engagement rumors began circulating after a romantic getaway to Napa Valley, where the couple was spotted at a vineyard, hands intertwined, sharing stolen glances that spoke volumes. Although neither had confirmed any plans for marriage, those close to them believed it was only a matter of time. Mark, always a man of deep thought and emotion, wanted to ensure that the next step in his life was taken with certainty. After Bachelor, all love wasn't just about finding someone, it was about choosing them, day after day. When asked about their relationship in an interview, Barbara's response was both touching and telling. Mark is the kind of person who makes you believe in love again. He's thoughtful, kind, and incredibly devoted to his family. He's taught me that love doesn't have an expiration date. It evolves, it grows, and sometimes it finds you when you least expect it. As 2025 approached, speculation about a wedding intensified. Would Mark and Barbara make their love official in front of their blended families? Some sources hinted at a destination wedding, perhaps in the picturesque landscapes of Italy, a place Barbara had always dreamed of visiting with her future husband. Others believed they'd opt for an intimate backyard ceremony, surrounded by loved ones, celebrating love in its purest form. Mark Anderson never thought he would find love again. At 65, he had resigned himself to a quiet, comfortable life, surrounded by his children and grandchildren, occasionally indulging in his passion for woodworking and enjoying long morning walks with his golden retriever, Daisy. Yet, fate had a different plan for him. Mark had always been a romantic at heart, but after losing his wife of 35 years, he had struggled to imagine himself with anyone else. His friends encouraged him to put himself out there, to explore dating apps or even audition for The Golden Bachelor, a show that had taken the world by storm. But Mark laughed off the idea, convinced that his heart wasn't ready. Or worse, that no one would ever measure up to the love he had lost. Mark met Catherine in the most unexpected way, at the local farmer's market. He had been reaching for the last basket of strawberries when his hand brushed against someone else's. He looked up, and there she was. Catherine, a vibrant, silver-haired woman with bright blue eyes and a warm, inviting smile. "Looks like we both have good taste," she said, laughing softly. Mark felt something stir in him, something he hadn't felt in years. They chatted for a while, discovering mutual interests, including a love for travel, classical music, and a shared nostalgia for old Hollywood films. When Catherine mentioned she was a retired literature professor, Mark knew he wanted to see her again. Unlike the whirlwind romances of reality TV, Mark and Catherine's love story unfolded gently, like a well-paced novel. Their first date was simple. Coffee at a small cafe where they talked for hours about life, love, and the things that truly mattered. Catherine had also experienced great loss, having been widowed for nearly a decade. She understood Mark's hesitations, his fears, and the way grief sometimes sneaks up on you when you least expect it. Their second date was a walk through the botanical gardens, where Catherine pointed out different flowers and their meanings. Mark listened intently, captivated not just by the words, but by the way she spoke with such passion. By the third date, something had changed. Mark found himself looking forward to their time together in a way he hadn't expected. It was during a cozy dinner at her home, surrounded by candlelight and the scent of homemade lasagna, that he realized he was falling for her. As the months passed, it became clear that Mark and Catherine's relationship was not just another fleeting romance. The signs were there, pointing to a future neither had anticipated, but both deeply desired. Mark's family noticed the change in him almost immediately. He smiled more, laughed often, and seemed lighter, as if a weight had been lifted from his heart. Catherine, too, found herself rediscovering joys she had long put aside. She took up dancing again, something she hadn't done since her 20s, and Mark eagerly joined her, even if he had 2 left feet. One of the most telling signs that their relationship was built to last was how easily they fit into each other's families. Mark's children adored Catherine, appreciating the kindness and warmth she brought into their father's life. Catherine's grandchildren, in turn, took to Mark immediately, treating him as if he had always been part of their family. Both Mark and Catherine had dreams they thought they would never get to fulfill. Mark had always wanted to visit Italy, but had postponed it for years. Catherine, on the other hand, had a dream of writing a novel, but lacked the encouragement to start. Together, they made a pact. Mark would finally take that trip, and Catherine would begin her book. True to their promise, they booked a trip to Italy, and Mark became Catherine's biggest cheerleader, reading every draft of her manuscript with admiration. No relationship is without its hurdles. When Mark faced a health scare, a minor heart issue, Catherine was by his side every step of the way. She reassured him, held his hand during doctor visits, and refused to let him fall into despair. In turn, when Catherine struggled with self-doubt about her writing, Mark reminded her of her talent and worth. Their ability to support each other in tough times was a testament to their deep bond. Unlike young love, where the future can often feel uncertain, Mark and Catherine had no reservations about discussing what lay ahead. They talked about growing old together, about traveling the world, about the possibility of blending their families. There was no hesitation, only the excitement of 2 souls who had found each other at exactly the right time.